We're here today with Rick Yeates, Managing Director of Middle Island Resources. Rick, thanks for your time.
Thank you, David. Pleasure to be here.
As always, Middle Island's been busy. What are some of the major achievements over the last 6 months?
Look, I guess primarily focused on our Sandstone project, and in particular the 2 Mile Hill deposit there, which we refer to as our slumbering giant, that we're steadily awakening. We did a co-funded diamond hole with assistance from the Western Australian Government there last year, a 730 metre diamond hole that generated an intercept of 508 metres of 1.38 grams and demonstrated that the beast was mineralised to at least 700 metres and is open below that. So that was certainly very encouraging. I guess the next revelation was the mineralogical work demonstrated that it's a sheeted quartz vein system. So it's a series of stacked sub-horizontal quartz veins that's in it, and quite intensely quartz vein, and that 99.6% of the gold is actually in the quartz veins themselves rather than in the altered tonalite that hosts the quartz veins. That then led us to the possibility of ore sorting as a mechanism for upgrading the deposit by reducing the mass of material that needed to be milled and increasing the grade of the material that we would feed to that mill. And we got very good positive results from the initial ore sorting trials, so indicative only at this stage, and we're just in the process now of completing a large diameter diamond hole that will provide sufficient material to allow us to do the second ore sorting trial, which will be far more definitive. So that's really the focus at the moment, and beyond that we'll look to drill out the top 400 to 450 metres of the deposit to at least an inferred, if not indicated, status, because at the moment it is only an exploration target with 900,000 to 1.5 million ounces attached to that, down to a 700 or between 140 metres depth and 700 metres depth. So we're really keen to quantify at least the upper portions of the deposit, probably the lower grade half of the deposit, but nevertheless we'll work from the top down. It's less expensive.
And in terms of infrastructure in the region, what does that look like?
Look, the infrastructure is pretty good. We're only 11 kilometres from Sandstone Township. We've got camps that can accommodate 100 people on freehold title in Sandstone Township. We've got access to the Sandstone airstrip for FIFO operations. The project itself incorporates a 600,000 tonne per annum CIP plant, very traditional goldfields plant that's been on care and maintenance for some time, but we have full feasibility level costings on refurbishing that. Those costs, including owners' costs, are 10.3 million, and it's fully permitted. So we've got an operating licence, we've got a licensed tailing storage facility, licensed bore field, and we've got 100% interest in it. There's not too many projects around with that sort of level of infrastructure. Power is supplied by contracted diesel generated power station that's already on site, processing water, we've got the advantage of fresh groundwater there for processing, so it's easier on your plant in terms of maintenance.
And in terms of awakening the sleeping giant, what are the next bits of activity along that process?
Look, I guess what we're looking at beyond the realms of an open pit, which we a fairly substantial open pit we have planned, we're looking at bulk underground mining. Our balance sheet is not able to support a block caving type scenario because the pre-production capital costs are just simply too high. So what we're looking at, our preferred mining method would be a sub-level cave, which is the next best option. So relatively low unit costs for mining, and so a combination of sub-level caving and ore sorting. The beauty of it is that a project that wasn't compatible with the capacity of the existing mill via ore sorting is now compatible with the capacity of that mill. So all of a sudden, 2 projects were effectively running in parallel, have come together as a single project, and that obviously has significant capital cost benefits.
Rick, as always, very busy and much ahead. Thanks for your time.
Thanks very much, David.